Hello everyone, welcome to Ready City Crit. I'm your Dungeon Master Harna and joining us our usual rigmarole of players. Let's start off with the person who loves kids, wants to have a lot of kids, and we'll work our way down to the people who decide that they do not want to contribute anymore to humanity, and there's enough people in this world.
You coming last in that is so perfect.
I would like to have at least 3. I know you're hard set on like 2, maybe 3, so I'm gonna go first.
He's gunning for that surprise twin.
Mary's like, you get the first 2 and then we'll see.
He's gunning for the triplets, if not the quadruplets.
No. Manage them out. I don't want them all at once. That will be too many mouths to feed.
He wants a set of stairs. Also, Ryan, they're gonna be too much to feed no matter what. They have your genetics.
Yeah, I've got hollow legs apparently. Hi.
They're gonna
Ryan.
leave home and your grocery bill is going to drop by £700 a week.
Mary, are you prepared to make 4 gammons every week?
That could be a children's book.
Sniffing at my door.
4 gammons every week and you don't get a single bite.
I think if Mary wants to be able to feed a family worth of Ryans, she will have to go into the farming lifestyle purely just to sustain that family, you know?
So it looks like I'm going back home to the family tree. Hi, I'm Mary. I play Astro Basic Cleric, and I want 2, maybe. We'll see what happens.
I didn't even finish my intro. I play Cyrus.
It doesn't matter.
I play Cyrus, the barbarian.
You well still for too long.
He got roasted. I was like, hold on, he didn't get an option on that one. I'll go next. I'm getting foggy at the joke direction. And yes, I do want a couple kids. Move on to them.
I'll go next.
Kids
I know I want kids. I'm not really. Don't care about the specifics. I'm Anthony. I play Barrowstack, Hoof the Satyr Rogue, and I'll pass it on to the next.
Hi, I'm George. I play Atlas Moreau, the Owlin Druid. They say to improve your carbon footprint, you can have 1 less child, but if I do that, I will have to start taking out other people's children, so...
Alrighty.
Back to the DM. I've never killed a kid.
Allegedly. Who wants to write what happened last time?
Back to our DM who paid a man a lot of money to not have children.
When we last left off, there was some falling, there was some screaming, there was some saving, there was some climbing.
Lots of climbing.
There was a lot of climbing and also a lot of the opposite of climbing.
Falling. We got some suits, we got some duct tape, we got some filters, and we're gonna save the Kenku.
And they're gonna point us
or
another
die
hole,
trying.
Probably die trying.
Alright. I believe you guys are still in the Scrap Exchange. This is like a little trade bazaar in the settlement of Hollow Roost, which occupies this big little underground kind of bunker system that was sent here by the Potenti Alliance to act as an early life-saving system to get people, just below the surface and away from the toxic smog which was brewing above. But yeah, I suppose. What are your plans? What do you want to do? I don't know what the plan is, to be honest.
Weren't we trying to get to the fucking broadcasty thing and fix that? What happened to that?
Is that on the ground level, or... I don't know where
We were
is.
it will either be right at the front or somewhere in the middle.
I guess we were going to that then, because I was under the impression we were just going to go down and start yelling at the Kenku, get out!
Dude, it's like I know it's not. I have such bad hiccups. I know it's not a big planet, but it's still imagine just running around America being everybody needs to leave.
People do that. It happens.
And it doesn't
Not
work.
everybody listens.
It doesn't work at all.
This is fantasy. This isn't real life.
Yeah, so
It
you
could
guys,
work here.
you as you're having this discussion, he was a Kenku, and he's got like a little stall, and the stall has like a bunch of like, you see like big like, you know, placards on wooden sticks. You see there's like, you know, you see there's like a little A-frame, so there's like two of these like flat pieces of like, you know, wood effectively, with like two shoulder straps on either side, and you see he's got a sign, it's like sign making, like, you know, like 400 shits a letter. Like, you see he's got a few examples. One of them says like, you know, the end is nigh, across it.
Look, we've even got a sign maker right ready to go.
You like sign? He wiggles a sign that just says like, the leaders are lizards.
And that was after we very briefly had a Dragonborn enter the council. He left quite quickly.
Imagine what he'd write on signs if we told him that they were actually like intellect devourers in the council.
I think he's already got a sign of like their brains are possessed back there. They like to prepare for every eventuality, you know.
I mean, it sounds like a broadcast signal is probably the better way to do this. It sounds maybe a little bit more convincing. Maybe they'll think it's from the actual government or council themselves rather than running from the streets like you know, a pair of crazies.
You call
No
me us
offense,
crazy.
Kenku sign guy.
Aye.
Right, are we splitting up and maybe figuring out where this might be?
I'm gonna say that's probably a bad idea considering how the last trip to this planet's surface went.
What do you mean? We achieved everything we wanted to, and we discovered power infinite.
Yeah, and me and Barros lost all of our hair for a bit. And I'm pretty
that
sure
was
we were
fine.
at risk for growing a third head or something.
Nah.
I kind of liked my bald head.
Just the arms first. God, but your legs were so weird.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
But I was more aerodynamic.
where is this more likely to be at then?
I mean, probably in the center would make more sense because greater area of influence.
Moment, and I'll walk up to the sign guy.
You're like
Excuse, I'll purchase a sign if you tell me where the broadcast station might be.
Alright. What sign you want?
What's your what is your most expensive?
Oh, goes over, pushes a few signs out the way.
God, I hope it's gilded.
You know, like really brushes that out the
Pure
side.
gold.
He brings forward a kind of like the best thing to describe it is like a large like medieval painting size, like huge big frame, like bigger than he is. It like shuffles it to the front, and you see it just has written across it like just like line after line after line of just like rambling like it's all written in Oran, so you're not quite sure what it like says, but it's like like ornate squiggles.
Is
whole
it
way
the
across.
script of the B movie?
No. If you must know, Atlas, it appears to be a journal entry of someone's diary. And it's like, Dear Diary, today I worked on many signs. The signs I worked on today were made primarily of wood that was salvaged from the trees on the surface of the planet. The wood is mainly infected horribly by toxins, so getting good quality wood means you do have to shave back the first few layers. I have contracted several amounts of smog poisoning from doing this. This is not a safe practice to do, and everyone should strongly avoid this. Whenever I tell them the end is nigh, I refer only to myself and not to other people. I am slowly perishing. Please send help. The only hope is to sell these signs to raise enough money to pay for some kind of medical care or to get off this planet somewhere I may recover. This dream seems more and more out of sight each day as it goes by. Each day might be my last. Signed, Squibble Squabble.
Jesus Christ.
And he's like, sign. And he taps 400 chits per letter and he starts doing some math. And he's like, 1 billion.
What does it say?
It's a really depressing sort of journal entry about how this sign guy's life sucks and his job's slowly killing him and how he only wants money so he can get medical help or leave the planet.
Could I help him?
Instead
Medicine
of
check.
chits, what if I was able to get you the help that you need? This is your diary, yes?
Yes.
Can I insight that?
There's just a dead Kenku behind those signs who's the original sign maker and this guy just came
Fucking
along and
Hard,
started...
hard to read the bird people, man.
I'm gonna try and read the bird people. I am bird people. Although I do like hard to read bird people being a thing. 25.
25. Yes, it does appear to be his diary entry.
Yeah, I think it's him.
Right, instead of paying you chits, we have...
Hang on, let me just...
we have-
Alice just like leans like amongst the signs as if she could just see like a dead sign maker back there and this guy's just run along and start
Your
flogging
path
them.
of perception, you don't see an immediate dead body.
Okay.
Yes.
What if we were to get you kind of the medical treatment and get you off planet?
Make me a persuasion check.
That is a 28.
Yes. What is it you want to know?
The name sounds more like a gnomish name is all I'm saying.
Scribble, scrabble.
Yeah. Kenkus are normally like sounds. I get that technically all names are sounds.
I mean, do you know where the...
Either way, we gotta get him off the planet, right? Like, that's the plan
Yeah,
for
that's
everyone.
true. Right, do you know where, the transmitter might be?
There is one I know of. Go past the darkness. Find the darkness. Enter the tunnels. Descend the ladders. Walk along the vent system. Find hardline cables. Old used network for Kenku homes. Hardline reliable, unlike above land, but limited, unlike above land. Bigger radius, big dish.
Was anyone
Maybe
else
there's a-
expecting him to just keep saying darkness?
Yeah, I thought he was gonna say like he's like, go past the darkness, go into the darkness. He surprised
Find
me.
the darkness.
I believe in a thing called love.
Maybe there's a way that we can, I don't know, program a signal through the central hub to relay to the antenna and broadcast worldwide.
Here's hoping.
Well,
That we have to find the we have to find the central hub first.
Follow the darkness and hard lines.
I
Right.
suppose they would all go somewhere eventually in the darkness.
You really like saying darkness, don't you?
No.
All right. If you head up to the surface, pack your things. They're evacuating the planet. If you let them know that you're sick, they'll give you the medical treatment you need.
He just puts on the end is nigh, a board that he has, and he begins running in the direction of the stairs.
Atlas rifles through the signs to see if there's any dead bodies in there.
Make an investigation check.
Ten.
There are no dead bodies among the signs.
Aw, or yay.
Look,
I think that entirely depends on who is.
all of the Kenku are on some level of a little bit crazy, you know? Some of them is just a touch, some right down the other end. This planet does things to people.
Mm-hmm.
Remind me where you grew up again? Side-eyeing a bit. from the
I
corner.
mean, buddy, I'm exhibit A of what this planet does to people. I'm not the right size, shape, or mental capacity I'm supposed to be.
You also love chasing bombs out.
My lungs are made of things lungs aren't supposed to be made of.
That's because your lungs weren't doing the things that lungs were supposed to do.
Exactly. I'm exhibit A of why this place, you know, sucks now.
Well, let's try and at least make sure that.
And
it
I can
doesn't
turn
get
into
any more
exhibit
sucky.
B, C, D, E, G.
Please don't. Should we find those tunnels into the darkness or ladders into the darkness?
Follow the tunnels into the darkness, then you follow the vents through the darkness.
Did
you
just
find
ask a crazy
ladders.
sign salesman.
I trust crazy science salesman. He seemed legit.
If anybody's gonna know,
You insided him twice.
Yeah. And he
anybody's
passed
gonna know how
twice.
to get. If anybody knows how to get to the message that's gonna save the planet, it's gonna be the crazy sign guy.
Albeit he's not going to know what it is, he just knows it's a conspiracy.
Yeah, what is the plan? What would you like to do?
I
Suit
mean,
up.
hey, he's a crazy sign guy, but it's our only lead, so, you know, why not?
I mean, we could just ask anyone else around this town, but
I'm gonna let you in on a secret, Barros. You're in a polluted city on a polluted planet. Everyone's gonna be at least a little bit crazy. You can try and find someone less crazy, but chances are they're still gonna be crazy.
We probably should have asked someone up top. Because I think
Still
the Kenku are-
crazy!
Yeah, crazy, but the Kenku at least they might not have. They might have been able to tell us directly instead of using catchphrases from other people.
isn't that how most Kenku work?
Yes, that's why I mean we should have spoke to an Aarakocra or a birdfolk. Not a Kenku birdfolk, another type of birdfolk.
Aarakocra or Owlin.
Yeah.
How did you forget Owlin?
I just
I'm
meant
right
birdfolk in general.
here.
I know! I just meant birdfolk in general, but not Kenku. Any other
It's-
type of birdfolk.
All right,
What
into
you're
the darkness we
missing
go.
is he could have quite remembered Owlin, but just realised that if there's going to be another Owlin, it might be the same issue. So it may not get the same way. So you think he was going for the safe bet?
I mean, Saparna turned into a peacock. Is there a different version of birdfolk for peacocks, or is that just an Aarakocra that looks like a peacock?
Aarakocra. Aarakocra can look like basically anything, including owls, which I think is a little unfair, personally.
This is my curiosity, I guess you could call it. You've got Aarakocra that look like eagles, hawks, peacocks, chickens, ducks, all types of birds, and then you've got Owlin, which are specifically owls, and then you've got Kenku, which are just smaller versions of birds.
No, Kenku are like crow-based.
Can you not have crow Aarakocra?
Yeah, you can have Aarakocra anything.
That's my point. Why is Aarakocra all things except Owlin? Naming system's weird.
You can take that one up with Saparna. We need to find the communications thing.
Where is she, by the way?
Technically, Katran is the one that made us, so...
I guess the partner's just chilling. See what you guys. She's, you know, taking a step back, not letting you do whatever the fuck this is.
Did we get her a smog suit? Did we factor that into the bill?
I have here that you bought 4 suits. So
no.
Beros has his space suit.
Oh yeah, no,
okay.
that works out.
Atlas has her own.
Atlas has her
Saparna
own.
has a smog suit.
Yeah.
Just checking that we're not taking the god who got turned mortal to get mutated, because that would just ruin her day.
If she rolls good enough
hit
on the
Cyrus
thing, she
even
can just turn
more
back
then.
into an elder brain. You never know.
It was just the everyone just got.
Oh my god, Saparna mutates back into an elder brain, and we're like, hey, we fixed the problem!
Okay, so tunnels, darkness. Sit
Okay,
up.
but she doesn't mutate back into an elder brain, she just ends up with like tentacles, and she's like, oh boy, I have tentacles again, that's neat, and we're all like, oh god.
Cyrus puts on
Into the darkness.
Okay. How would you like to get in the darkness? Currently, you're in the middle of like a fairly big city. Like this is the kind of big area you're in right now. Like, are you just gonna go look for
Ask someone
dark
where the tunnels
corners,
are.
or you do know that there's the area above you, back where you had the little coffee shop. That was on like the railway lines.
Isn't that how we got in last time? Railway lines?
Yeah, you went down, like, walking down all the abandoned derelict tracks to find Echo Reach the last time. There was like cables and things on the walls, if you think back, but like you didn't really pay much mind to them, like pipes and things like that running along the walls.
I know that everything has been stripped of everything because Kenku and survival instinct, but is there any type of signage where people have
You are
made
here.
like Fallout signs where they've taken another piece of scrap metal and they've put directions on it as to where things might be?
Yeah, I think you've seen a few signs when you got down here. In the city of Hollow Roost, which is where you were, there's the top level, which is like the real control and like that kind of stuff. Currently, you're in the mid-level, which seems like you see like there's signs for like, you know, residences, trade bazaar we currently are. There's also signs for the ration halls, and then there's also more. Like, I believe there was like cordoned off areas that went deeper down. You saw they were labeled as things like the maintenance pits, pressure locks, and then like you probably see a few like skull and crossbones, but they're like bird skulls, like on signs, like just kind of near these staircases going down.
Cyrus points at the bird skull sign and goes, that's where we need to go.
Alright.
Why do we have to always go for things labeled death?
Because we're going into the planet's surface, which is full of death.
That was rhetorical, but okay.
My logic is sound here.
Okay, you
Is it the right kind of death?
who knows?
Yeah, we're trying to go for a specific kind of death, not just like death from whatever.
We just walk in, radiation poisoning hits us. It's just like,
Don't drink the rad water.
Look, it looks like this. I got an owl skull for Christmas.
Yay.
This is what Atlas's skull looks like, I guess.
She's that size, very tiny.
You wouldn't think that owl skulls are so angular considering they are so round and floof.
It's all
There's
floof.
a lot of fluff.
It's all floof, baby.
Into the death tunnel.
Did you guys go over to like the cordoned off staircase and just let yourself through, start making your way
Yeah,
down?
yeah, we're that kind of person.
Sure. No one stopped you.
Of course they don't.
Maybe a few people did look in the direction of these.
As long as you
lunatics.
walk with enough confidence, you know.
Just bring a
Atlas will
ladder,
go
get in
first
anywhere.
because she has good dark vision and also the ability to fly if there's just a sudden fucking drop.
I go second with no dark vision and no ability to fly.
If Atlas
Then stop you
vanishes,
before.
stop.
But she's also
Ironically,
black.
the second he gets too far in the darkness, she does vanish.
Barros will go next because he also has no dark vision and no flight.
I think maybe Volgir
Asher
will go up
cast
the lead
light
'cause
on
he's
her,
got
like-
120 foot.
Trident or something. Yeah, that's why the little sisters here
You
that
cut-
seen everyone struggle
You
in the
cut off
darkness.
there, so all we heard was, I can't even!
I can't even
I didn't
cast
cast
light
light
anymore. That's an ASMR thing.
Yes, it
Oh,
is.
actually, Cyrus will hold up his shield and be like, Astra, cast light on it.
She'll cast light.
Yay.
So
The
I'll
shield
cast light on her
glows with
trident.
this like glowing radiant light. Alrighty, we have a marching order established. The partner will take up the rear because none of you told me to do anything else.
Maybe.
Said I was going to go to the back.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought Volgir
Because
said
I've
he was
got
going after
120 foot.
Barros. So Volgir in the rear. Partner will go in front of him. Alrighty. Atlas, you start leading the group kind of like down these stairs, kind of like move down like another like 30-40 feet or so to the lowest level of this area. You see there's a few like big like doors that are all sealed and closed, and you see like you probably see like signs in probably gnomish that you don't really understand, but like next to them there has been like scratched into metal by claws words and or, and you do understand. So you see like water processing, you see one like the power, and you see one that says external access, and then like a few like you see more of those like bird skulls like carved into it kind of as you're moving along. So this is a big area as well. It's not like this is the kind of you just see me. There's also like corridors going fucking like sprawling all over the place.
Water, power, external access. What are we looking for?
Fire?
Vents, right? So
Yeah, external
Water?
access is... No, external access would be more... Can I do a engineering check, I suppose?
Sure.
We should have brought a gnome with us.
Yeah, but fuck gnomes, you know. I love that I've spent this entire
not that
campaign saying fuck gnomes, and then the first time we actually met gnomes, everyone was like, yeah, you know what, fair enough, fuck those gnomes.
Alrighty. Looking around, Cyrus, I mean, you're not really sure, like, Vents is a weird one because, like, all these doors you're kind of looking at are, like, these, like, big, heavy, like, blast doors a lot of the time. So you're not really gonna let, like, air through. Looking for vents, like, there is gonna be vents somewhere, but they're not gonna be, like, necessarily, like, access via a door like this. Like, there probably is vents, like, in the ceiling, maybe in the walls, maybe some even, like, below the floor. You can, like, try to search for if you're looking for vents in particular. You don't see anything that Atlas calls out that would indicate to you any kind of, like, air filtration or anything like that. Which you make sense, because if you recall, the reason why the Spire cities are so high is because they are pumping air down into these systems. So if anything, like, currently you are in one of the best ventilated areas right now, but you imagine the further you get from the Spire, the less concentrated and pure that air will become, and probably will start getting dirty the further out you go.
I think we probably need to go further in before we see any identifiable markers. Like, we're in darkness, but we're not through the darkness yet, so we need to probably push forward, keep going until we get to a more less ventilated area.
we need to get the ladders, right?
Yeah,
So we need to get the
Down?
ladders and then vents.
ladders first, yeah.
So keep going down.
Sure.
guess.
You guys just start wandering the lower level of Roost for a while. keeping an eye for ladders and things like that, you do eventually come across things like these effectively like maintenance pits, like where you kind of like maybe see them through like these like big glass like panels and things like that. And these are like probably behind other sealed doors, but you see like these big kind of like like quite large like like engine like structures that are kind of like partially like below the ground that you're currently on, like these big gantries over the top of them. You see they're like humming away with power, but most of them are quite isolated. Like it doesn't like you're gonna find many ways through as you are looking. The more you walk around, you kind of realize like as you do a lap of the perimeter, it probably takes you some time. You find more of these like external access doors, and they're all kind of marked with these symbols of like death and like like don't go this way and things like that. And these are like big, heavy. Like you wouldn't really know where to start to open these doors in the first place, kind of as you're moving around. But eventually, as you are searching, you do eventually come across a little like maintenance hatch, like low to the floor, probably like just about 2 foot like tall off the ground. And it's like it was just kind of like squished up behind like a load of like scarred like crates and things like that. But you eventually like stumble across it. Looks like if you pull that open, you might be able to like find some kind of like interior, like non-civilianized area. You're not sure. Like you're definitely like engineering right now. Like if you were to call yourself on a ship, you're like this is the engineering section. But yeah, it's all a bit messy, and because it's all broken and like some of it's have collapsed and things like that. It's not exactly a very clear, understood area.
Seeing any ladders or anything?
I try and pull open the hatch.
Yeah, you go up, give the hatch a good tug, make me an athletics check.
This is gonna be embarrassing, but okay. 12! That's not bad for Atlas. She's got a -1 to athletics, you gotta give her something.
Give it a good wrench, the metal like groans a little bit. You get it like it moves a little, but you think you do like get your like feet on every side and get a good little tug to shift this thing.
Sash will just like hold up a crowbar.
Atlas will take the crowbar.
Sure, make it an advantage.
You hold up crowbar, Volga holds up gloves, gauntlets.
7. I'm worse with the crowbar.
You start bending it, and then like
Atlas doesn't know how to use a crowbar. She's not a criminal.
The crowbar's like wedged in the fucking like door now, stuck.
Atlas is like, I don't think this is working. Let me like goes to take it. It's like, shit.
Let me try. Cyrus will try and force the crowbar to do what it's supposed to do.
Go for it. Athletics check advantage.
God, I hope you roll a nat 1 and snap it in half.
19. Though the other was a 4.
Eventually you snap the like lock that was kind of holding this thing in place, and it like swings open. It kind of swings like a door, like it doesn't swing like a flap or anything like that. It swings like left to right like a door. And you see beyond it there's these like little small like you'd be talking on your hands and knees kind of crawling through these tunnels. But they don't have maintenance tunnels. And you see hanging off the ceiling of them this like thick red like covered like wire.
Could be the hardline cables that he's talking about.
Follow them then, I suppose. Hopefully it's the right thing.
We haven't gone down a ladder or vents.
These are vents.
I guess.
Maybe the ladder was the stairs?
Well, I mean, they don't know exactly how to say everything, do they?
So do we want to go into the vent or do we want to just keep looking?
Okay, vote. Who wants to go down the terrifying dark hole? Let's go. Atlas will crawl on in there.
You start crawling in.
I mean, it's probably more comfortable for Atlas than it is for some of you, because she's pretty small.
Atlas,
Maybe a little snug around the wings.
Atlas, with your passive perception, You can hear these like cables like humming almost slightly. As you kind of like, move along, like shuffling deeper and deeper into the actual wall itself. You kind of like are trying to keep track of where you are in relation to Hollow Roost. And after probably about, I would say, a good 20 minutes of just shuffling in like this, and it's not quite winding, it kind of like zigs and zags a little bit. You eventually think that you're probably near the like the edge of this perimeter of this settlement, but before you can maybe like even really signpost it too much, you see another one of these like little hatch doors like coming up, and you see the cables being fed through like a little small like hole that's been allowed for them to like pass through. And there are other areas where the cables go off to you can't see, like, or areas that are a bit too narrow, like you see them like going off in like narrow passages and things like that. And even where you got the hatch, they actually go straight up from the hatch itself. This just seems to be something like like a cable like kind of like the area that's been left like a hollow to allow the cables to be run. And obviously every now and again you see that like the cables have like snapped in areas, and you see that they have been like hodgepodgely tied back together again, like like just wrapped in like like sheets of like fabric in places and things like that.
We're gonna get electrocuted in here at some point.
It'll be fine. Just keep moving.
Onwards and upwards. Or forwards, I guess.
Sure, you keep shuffling forwards. Eventually, the like hard kind of like metal that you're kind of used to shifts to more natural hewn like stone, and eventually spills out. And you are on you're like in a tunnel, like a little, like an actual tunnel. You use a train track on the ground, and you kind of like look around. You're like the little like service platform looks like, and it's like the service platform itself is like made of metal, and you've kind of come out just kind of next to the platform, like through like a little hole that's been burrowed through the wall, and then actually just this red like cable you're seeing comes out and is bolted onto the roof, alongside 3 other like thick bundled cables that are all like bolted up there, like hanging on. Every now and again you maybe see, like looking at dark vision, you see they like sag a little bit and hang low, like lower than head height, but they for the most part you got a pretty good, you can kind of see they go on with the tunnel for some time at the very least.
I guess we keep following the red cable.
The cables go both to the left and to the right.
I say we go left.
Any reason, or you just like lefts?
An educated wish.
Sure.
Sure. For that, Cyrus, roll me a d4.
Can I look around and see if there's anywhere that it would make sense that it's leading to or away from?
Make a intelligence check.
16.
Okay, so you notice that when your cable comes out and joins the bundle, that is going to the right, which either means that your cable is a output or an input. If it is an input, it means it's feeding into the system and it's going somewhere else. If it is an output, that's an output. If it's an input, it means it's receiving data. So basically, it is either going toward the right is either going towards the core, where it seems to be grouping up and more cables going towards like the origin, or it could be just things coming along here, and yours is actually sending it to somewhere else. Well, that might not be the origin. Like yours could almost be an origin in that sense. Maybe like like it could be the opposite side of the station. Maybe something comes in the other side and comes out. You don't.
I think we go right.
Any reason?
All the cables are joining together and going right, so it would make sense that all the power is coming from one particular place.
Yep, makes sense.
Would that not just lead us to, like, power? Like the power area?
Surely a broadcast system is going to take a lot of power.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be at the core. Like if you think about it, our engines and cores in the lower half of the ship, the antennas near the top, near the bridge.
Do we believe these are power lines or communication lines?
They're humming.
I would like to make another engineer's check.
Sure.
Iris, what do your engineer thoughts
9.
say?
Cyrus
Not
says
a lot.
one very simple way to find out if these are power cables or not, and that's strip away some insulation.
Touch
And
him.
if it's a power cable, you'll probably get a little shock.
Or a big shock.
And if they are like data cables, probably less.
All right, everybody stand back.
Cyrus, what are you doing?
Cyrus takes like
Cyrus?
his vorpal sword,
Cyrus, what?
shivs away some of the covering.
Scrape it away. Try to be careful to not like connect metal to metal. Just make me a dexterity check for that, just to see how.
While you're doing that, Volgir's just leaning over to Atlas and just going, do you have another piece
Yeah,
of
you're teen.
Cyrus? Do you have
So
another
you-
piece of it?
You scrape it, and you see like a little patch of this like kind of like copper-colored metal exposed. You know that if you gave something a reason, something it could arc to, it'd probably be enough. Or you know, even if you touch something to it, that would probably do the job. Having something fairly conductive, flesh, metal.
He'll put the vorpal sword away, hold his crowbar, and drop it onto the cable
Okay.
where the wire's exposed.
You drop, like, hook it on effectively, like, kind of throw it like that. It hooks on swings, and then, like, as it settles, like, wiggles in and connects in a little groove that you've made. The crowbar begins, like, sparking, like, onto the floor. But as it's sparking, you begin hearing, in Gnomish, which I think only Volgir speaks.
I don't think Volger speaks it either. He only
Nope.
speaks halfway.
I have the little device on me,
And I left the fucking device that.
Yeah.
but I have mine.
Okay, so Cyrus, you start hearing, and you see your words are coming up, and it's status report. Main power source Spire 544 corrupted. Status report. Spire 1 disconnected. Status report. Spire 7 functioning within acceptable parameters. Status report. Spire 9 functioning within acceptable parameters. Status report. Spire 5 disconnected. Status report. Spire 4-5 error. Status report. Spire 1 disconnected. Just begins like looping for itself. It basically reams off that there seems to be, as far as this report is concerned, 9 spires, of which 4 of them are functioning within acceptable parameters. The rest of which are either disconnected, have an error, or a malfunction. It seems like this is some kind of like AC current. I don't know if you've seen the amazing video of the guy who holds a sausage on a stick up to an AC broadcasting tower and it broadcasts the radio. That's kind of what this is doing for your crowbar. It's all
Okay,
disjointed and broken, but it's just like data being pumped through.
It's communication. Spires 1, 5, 7, and 8, and 3 are either error, dysfunctional, or not working. The rest are fine.
Would Atlas have any idea how that would correlate to the cities? Or is that like someone giving you a list of numbers and being like, New York is number what? And you're like, 1, 5, I don't...
I mean, like, you don't recall seeing like numbers on like anywhere, any city, and like nothing in the croak would have numbers. Like maybe if you were like get a good look at like the external of the spire,
But, you
but the
sorta
only
just
time,
live there. But you sort of just live there.
yeah, like the only time you would have really seen that, you probably were unconscious, to be honest.
I hate it when that happens.
Also, 1 doesn't necessarily mean the first spire that landed. Like, the first spire that landed could have been 6.
Just means that probably the first one created her. in that series.
So at least we know that it's not a power cable, it's a communication cable.
I guess we just see how many we can communicate, and then we try and travel to the ones that we can't.
Cyrus
Well,
will
either
try and
way,
quickly grab his crowbar back.
Sure. You yoink it. You
Cyrus
take.
briefly opens his mouth, and it's like that scene in Stitch where they put his finger on the record player.
Make me a con save.
Pretty good at those. 22.
Okay, you take a whopping 11 points of lightning damage. As they like arc towards you, it's like but you get it disconnected off before it can like
I
hold
should
you.
give
in.
you such a deadpan look right now.
Hey, at least I didn't touch it with my bare hands.
If
That was a thought that crossed
he'd
through my mind.
if he'd failed his risk, he wouldn't have been able to move his arm and would have just been stuck there with his muscles locked, like just.
And then that would have just been Atlas pulling out her dagger like, well,
You pull out dagger. Meanwhile, probably Volgir and Beros are just getting a rope ready, looking at you going.
oh, this isn't where sorry.
The hand's lost.
Gets out a big axe.
So I guess we
Volgir,
go
what
to
you
the right
doing?
then.
Volgir, what you doing?
If it's a communication cable, we do go to the right.
Yeah.
Alright, to the right we go.
I'm determined not to lose another crowbar.
Okay.
This adventure is going to end with you, like, dangling off a spire and just dropping it and watching it disappear into the smog, like, no!
So as you start making your way along, same marching orders before, like just trundling along. Eventually, as you're kind of like just walking and walking, like time passes, and these tunnels go on and on and on, and they just keep going in the darkness. And every now and again, you come across scenes where something has happened here. Like you see, there's like these strange, like you find what like appears like an old maintenance, like tunnel at some point. Like you're like a little like platform. You see that these makeshift barricades have been put up.
Oh look, there's environmental storytelling skeletons. I love
you
those.
see there's like a dead bird skeleton with like a pump action like shotgun like still clutched in its like hands, like wedged like up against like the headless skeleton of like another like bird folk, while like you see there's like just scattered bits of clothing all around the skeletons. Like whatever got them, took them down fighting. And yeah, it's a very weird thing. As you get, like, you realize you're gonna have to pass through this, like, checkpoint area. Like, you're not really sure what it is. Are there any precautions you want to take beforehand? You're just gonna keep on trying. You've not heard or seen anything
Do we
yet.
want to try being a little bit snacky?
We can try and be a little bit sneaky.
Sure, make a stealth check.
See, the thing with stealth checks is that even if you fail, that's just what you were gonna get before, No, Cyrus, we said we were being snacky.
Ready to use the median stealth. You roll for surprise, actually.
Astro will never roll that high again.
Barrel's got a 1.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but he's still got a 23, so...
Reliable talent, baby!
Okay, so yeah, it's still plenty high.
I like to imagine that Cyrus's 5 is that he notices how sneaky Astra's being and then just says, "Wow, good job, Astra," really loudly.
This is definitely the meme of a party of 4 creeping along and you just hear the paladin clunk, 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 clunk.
I like to
clunk,
think
clunk.
Cyrus is still slightly sparking. That's why.
Yeah, yeah.
As you start sneaking your way in, looking around, you don't see anything strange or the ordinary. Your shield glowing, illuminating this space around you all, so you can see it in full color as you kind of scan around. Eventually, like you don't see the obvious signs of anything. You begin creeping your way through, and yeah, there's signs of like combat here, but it seems like it's all quiet as far as you're aware. As you get to the far side of the checkpoint, it's not that large. It's probably just large enough for like a large train card, like, you know, stop here, refuel, like things like that, and then keep on moving. At the far end, however, there is a bit where the like track kind of like, you know, has a little track change, so you can like load on like cars from storage and things like that, and parked up on the, not on the main track, but kind of like on a track adjacent to it with a little side connecting point you could connect if you really wanted. You see there is this little cart. It's fairly substantial. It's got 4 big wheels. It has like the old, like, you know, like pump action, like push and shove back and forth. On the front of it, it has this big like snow plow like thing bolted onto it, and then above the snow plow, there is like a big like machine gun mounted with this huge big like iron sight like on top of it. There is also like just all around the sides, there's like barbed wire and things like that, like packed to it, like, you know, probably to like stop things like swarming. And it's kind of like parked to one side, and you kind of see like the tunnel like ahead of you, like ahead of it as well. But you see the tunnel, it's open ahead. You can just keep on walking through if you want.
Keep going, I guess.
I
Yeah.
must have been fighting something big.
It's Squaw. There's all manner of big things that you can fight.
There's squaw bears down here.
Down here? Probably not.
Okay.
They're called pole bears, but yeah.
I think the one you need to be worrying about is the giant spiders.
Astra walks behind Cyrus.
So you leave the
He
checkpoint
was a
behind.
big bug stinger.
I mean, the spiders aren't too bad. The crawlers are pretty rough.
And those would be...
Imagine kind of like a spider on steroids.
Why did you have to ask, Cyrus?
Because I like to know what I might encounter rather than not knowing.
I'd rather.
I mean, to be
not
fair,
know.
the last time we were here, there was that giant bird with hooks for hands, right?
Yeah, hook horrors.
That thing used to be a Kenku, didn't it?
Most probably. But, you know, everything in here used to be something.
Cyrus doing the math of if that's how big a Kenku get, how big could a spider theoretically get?
Astra doing the paranoid glancing down at every.
Astra
corridor
doing the
behind
math
Cyrus.
of if a spider starts approaching, is it quicker to just kill self before it kills you?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to look around the checkpoint anymore, you can leave that behind. You just keep on trundling on your own foot. Or you could try to interact with that cart if you're not sure if it would like function or not, or if it's loud or...
Probably best to leave it. We don't even know how
Yeah.
fast it goes.
Or where it goes.
It looks like you could make it if you could find some way to activate like the track changer. You probably could move it onto the main track. Right now, it's kind of like pulled off in like a parking bay, effectively.
Is there any terminals? Or anything like that?
There aren't any terminals that you can see out here immediately, but there are, like, you know, how you see the like big glass like viewing booths like overwashing the platform like from the tracks, because you guys are like still just walking through on the tracks. Like you've not like got to climb up on the platform and have a look at anything because you're like sneaking along and trying to, you know, not be seen. But you see these like glass like, you know, booths that like kind of look over. But like up ahead you can see, illuminated by Cyrus's shield, that there is like where the actual like tracks are themselves, like there is like a manual switch as well, like you could try to like pull it over.
I do like we're being sneaky, and then Cyrus quite fittingly is a lighthouse.
Yep.
I can't see in the dark, okay?
No, but it accurately reflects the stealth rolls perfectly. You are the lighthouse. Do we want to go up? Want to try the manual one down there?
I think we just keep walking.
Yeah.
All right, you keep continuing off down the tunnel. Deeper you go. You walk, leaving the checkpoint behind. whatever old battle was fought there, long forgotten. You walk for another probably half an hour or so. Eventually, there's a point where the train tracks kind of split off into, before it was just a singular track, they actually split into 2 lanes. There are these like big support struts like supporting the roof above you. And you see there's like these track changes every now and again, which like are ahead of you, kind of as you're moving along. But like these tracks are mainly empty. Every now and again you come across more of these like static abandoned like push carts. None of them is heavily armored or weaponized as the one that you saw back at the checkpoint. But as you're kind of like walking along, you begin to hear like a rumbling coming up from behind you. Volker, you being in the rear guard, will be the first to whip around. Make me a perception check.
Well,
Volker, doesn't sound like, you feel like the tracks, like, in case like there's a train coming or like that, they're not vibrating. You hear like, it almost sounds like something like burrowing like through the ground.
Does anyone look like they've turned around or noticed?
Everyone will be feeling this rumbling.
Can I put my ear to the
Can
wall?
I do a nature check to see if I know what that might be?
Sure.
Do I know that rumbling?
Do I know the rumbling? Or even read about the like
Yeah, I'm gonna put my ear to the wall.
10.
Put your the wall, Volgear. You hear it. Definitely getting closer. It's getting louder. It's kind of coming from your back left. Like, it's not coming up the tunnel towards you guys. It's almost like on a diagonal intercept path at the minute. And it sounds like it's it's burrowing through fairly fresh earth, you think, based on the sound of it. It's not like it's like using like a different tunnel or something like that, but it's definitely something burrowing. Atlas, plenty of things dig. Whatever this is quite big.
Is it on direct intercept path with us, or can we get out of its way?
Make a perception check.
When did we last long rest, by the way?
19.
Quite a while ago, probably back on your ship. So since you've been in the school, you've expanded a few bits. 19. It is probably going to intercept the tunnel at some point, unless it turns off. Or maybe it will just, turn at some point. You don't know. But at the minute, yes, it's definitely getting closer and closer and closer. I think your paranoia confirms like it could very easily find the tunnel.
Atlas will motion everyone to move into this to the side of the tunnel, essentially, so we're not just right in the middle, and to just kind of hunker down and wait for a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, make me a maybe an investigation check to find an area where the tunnel has been mined or tumbled away from a cave in that you could find a good place to fit everyone in one side.
19.
You find an old little lay-by near where one of these old push carts is. You kind of see up ahead there's another one of those slightly more militarized ones. That one doesn't have any of the barbed wire or the plow, but it does have one of those machine guns on it. But this one is mounted facing towards you guys, and it's kind of on one of those one of the 2 tracks facing towards you guys. It's probably about 100 foot ahead of you. You can just see it in the edge of your dark vision. You begin to all see bits of dust, stones dislodging from the roof every now and again. As this burrowing gets closer and closer, whatever it is, it's big. If you all would like to try to hide, you can make a stealth check in the little offside tunnel.
Sure.
It's better.
Not 24, 33.
Nice. So we'll take the median, which I think is going to be a 14.
Yep. And there's a 23 to add it. Oh.
Median is 14. You all tuck in, and you hear stone fall. It sounds like the tunnel behind you has just had a cave-in happen, and not far from where you are, probably about maybe 200 feet, and you hear something when you hear like a supporting like pillar like crumble and break, and you see within probably about 15 seconds of that moment, Atlas, as you're like peeking out down the the tunnel, trying to make everyone hide and be still, you see that the furthest most pillar you can see suddenly just like gets smashed as this creature is moving towards you, and you see it just bites the pillar and just like throws it asunder as it pushes through. No, you can't. It doesn't have the it doesn't have like the rhinoceros wedged mouth of a bullet. This thing, its mouth takes up almost the entire tunnel itself. You see the edges of its rippling, barbed spines on its flesh, the color of which you cannot see as it gets closer and closer and closer to you. And you see its maw and like of teeth all like outstretched as it digs and digs. And it's finding it's easier to dig through here because there is no solid terrain. It's just kind of defaulted to this little tunnel. It gets to one of those like carts and just like starts smashing it up, giving it a little bit of time to pause. At this point, it's probably about, I would say, close to 60 foot, and it comes in the vision for most of you on the edge of the dim light. And you finally see it with color for the first time, Atlas. You see this huge purple-skinned creature with a huge mouth, big enough to swallow probably a small Tev if it so wanted to, as it like continues trundling closer and closer. It's about 60 foot from you all. Is there anything you would like to all do, or would you like to attempt to stay hidden?
If it keeps going the way it's going, is it going to eat us?
No, you find a suitable alcove that you're tucked out of the way.
So it could go
but
past us.
if it detects you, so like if this has a way of like, it doesn't seem to have seen the light.
Okay, good, because I was about to say, Astra, turn the light off!
It doesn't seem to have seen the light, but maybe it has other ways of
fingers in her
sensing
beak.
things.
I don't think it will make any difference now. But no mind. I was going to say Volgate does carry pass without a trace.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're thinking pass without a trace, aren't you?
But it's kind of a bit of a thing to re-roll. Another.
Now
So if you wanna
let's just
spend
see.
it,
Let's
if you wanna
just see
spend it, you
how
can
we
add
do.
plus 10. But obviously you're gonna have to, make some noise. Maybe
Yeah,
to
you're gonna
cast
have
it.
to speak to cast that. I think just silent. Hold
verbal.
your breath, like.
Astra puts her cloak over Cyrus's shield to dim that light.
Okay, you are all plunged into darkness. For those of you who cannot see, now only able to hear the impending closeness of this creature as it smashes through another one of those pillars. You hear it as the heavy chitinous exterior of this thing's body like rumbles off the surface of the tracks below as it just keeps slithering down the tunnel. And you can hear the sound like things like snapping and like breaking off as it pulls itself along. It gets closer and closer. Those of you who are cursed with the ability to see in the dark, see this thing's mouth pass by you with a mere half foot to spare as this huge, sharp teeth just whiz by. And then you watch the wall of the chitinous armor as it continues trundling on and on and on. Bear in mind, this thing, you heard it break through the tunnel maybe about 200 foot ago. You wait for about 2 minutes before finally the tail, huge at the end of it, sharp, scorpion-like stinger at the end, as it drags on behind it. And in its wake, we're met with a quite terrifying fact. All the support struts of this tunnel have just been destroyed. And you see maybe within 12 seconds of this thing passing by, the roof is just beginning to if you don't move quick, you may be trapped here forever.
Atlas, as it's like finally gone, just goes, just a worm, let's go, quick!
Astra, take your coat back.
It probably is just staring at you going,
Just a worm!
You look to your left, about 100 foot down the tunnel. You can see that the roof is already beginning to collapse at 100 foot that way, and it is just tumbling rocks kind of behind it. Like it's becoming almost like a cascading domino effect towards you. Smaller rocks being to fall close to where you guys are. You look to your right. You can see that this thing is more or less right next to you still. Where the tail is, it does narrow out, so like it definitely got wider at points. So the tail doesn't take up the whole tunnel. So there is a little bit of space around the tail itself, but it does put you quite close to that very nasty stinger.
I guess we're following the worm. Unless we all want to get smooshed.
I mean,
that-
But what if it's right there? What if we can get to the other side?
I mean, guys, you'll just hold up the scepter. I've got an idea.
Banish the worm. Whatever we're gonna do, we need to do it quick.
What are you doing?
Like the fact that these
Can
guys-
Atlas
these
look
music's
up at the cables and try and work out if we are close to any kind of like room starting?
I mean, you can make an intelligence check.
Like if there's a lot of like cables that recently joined or...
Can I provide advantage because I have engineering?
Yeah, you could help. Bear in mind, this is all taking up your time when you're standing watching the worm leave.
12.
12, you're looking around. I mean, there's more cables than there was before. Whenever you left the upper one, there was like 4 cables. Now there's like 7. So maybe, but it depends. Like, how many cables do you need to find from this one direction you're coming from as well? For if you're going to a central web, then...
Atlas grabs Saparna's hand and starts running.
Okay, start running. Saparna floats behind you.
Follow.
Follow.
Theros, will you?
Follow.
Sure, I'll follow. I will still hold the
Keep the dimensional boop stick handy if you need it.
Okay.
Bear in mind that does have a range. I don't need to touch it.
You start hauling ass. And as you do so, running like that, I will ask, are you running with care and caution, trying to not make too much noise?
No.
No.
Hauling ass.
Reckless abandon it is. And with reckless abandon, that is where we're going to take a little break so I can build a battle map.
Yay.
Oh no.